Our final speaker on this panel today is Joanna Smith, who is a PhD candidate in the Department of Religious Studies at UNC Chapel Hill.
Thanks, Justin, and thank you so much to all of our other panelists as well. So in my contribution, I turn to an ostensibly secular site to tease out the ways in which the pandemic has revealed and magnified the status of American slaughterhouses as spaces set apart. And specifically, I argue that the pandemic has been marked both by a public embrace of slaughterhouse workers as heroes and patriots, and simultaneously by an ongoing disavowal of the violence that takes place within slaughterhouse walls, violence that very much includes now the needless and preventable spread of coronavirus. As we've seen this past spring and summer, slaughterhouses are potent symbols of American industrial ascendancy, of productivity, of profitability, of abundance. And public rhetoric around meat production during the pandemic has been absolutely saturated with nationalistic and even a sort of militaristic pride that has deep historical roots. But those who have been observing closely over the past 6 months have also seen the extent to which slaughterhouses have been treated as liminal spaces, spaces where, unfortunately, we may need to just accept that the virus is going to spread. This past spring, the federal government instituted changes that allowed plants not just to stay open during outbreaks, but also to opt out of health guidelines that would interrupt productivity. As a result of this, over 200 workers have died and tens of thousands have gotten sick. And the sad truth is that this is not a surprise. This is simply the slaughterhouse churning on exactly as it was designed to. Because the truth is that over the course of the last 2 centuries, the slaughterhouse has been carefully developed to function as a site of legal exception, within which violence against both animals and workers, many of whom are immigrants and people of color, is hidden from the public's gaze while being rendered licit. So like so many spaces that are set apart from public life, the slaughterhouse has proven its ability to both attract and to repel. This is nothing new. But what is new right now is how visible this dynamic has become. Outbreaks at plants have rendered the messy work of killing and the exploitation that allows it to churn on much more visible than it's been in decades. So this is a moment at which public gaze has the potential to disrupt the meat industry as we know it. There is nothing inevitable about how slaughterhouses have evolved to their current status as sites of legal and indeed cultural exception, and there's nothing inevitable about their trajectory in the months and years to come. Thank you.